fabulous people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Scholastica, and on this channel I talk about how you can relocate abroad without spending money on travel agents. So if that is something you're interested in, then make sure you stick around. In this video I'm going to be talking about how you can save money as an immigrant in the UK, US, Canada, Australia. It really doesn't matter where you are. These tips are going to help you save a lot of money. So make sure you watch this video to the end because it's going to be packed with a lot of valuable information, a lot of practical tips. Because guys, saving money is the major reason why we are here in the UK or in whatever country you are. You want to save money. You want to be able to send money back home to support your family. So saving money is a priority, and that is what we're going to be discussing in this video. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. So saving money actually starts before you even relocate to that country. So you might be thinking, how is that even possible? Let me tell you. Before you move to the country, you have to decide where you are going to stay. You can decide to live in England, London, or you can decide to live in Northern Ireland, Belfast, a small town, a small city. It all depends on you, and whatever decision you make is going to either save you money or cost you more money. So before you move to the UK or before you move to that country that you are deciding to relocate to, think of where you can live. Think of the affordable cities that you can go to that is going to save you money. Guys, I live in Northern Ireland, and one of the reasons why I picked Northern Ireland is because it was really affordable. When I came over to the UK, my house was a 4-bedroom house and I was paying just £500 a month, guys. And I'm telling you that you can't beat that price anywhere else. Now, I'm not saying that you should come to Northern Ireland. No. If you want to live in England, if you want to live in Scotland, please do so. All I'm saying is that pick a city that is affordable. Don't go and pick the most expensive city because you're going to be spending more money than you anticipated. So moving on to my next tip. After deciding on where you want to live and then moving over to the UK, don't furnish your house. I know, another tip, and you're wondering, what is she even saying? Guys, see, chances are when you come over to the UK, within that first few months, you don't know anybody. Nobody's coming to visit you. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're not trying to show off your new car to nobody. Don't even waste money doing those things. Again, let me use myself again as another example. I moved to the UK and I did not furnish my house until probably 3-4 months later. I just bought a bed in the bedroom, and that is what I was using. I was eating, sleeping, doing everything in my bedroom. I did not buy furniture, no sofa, no TV, because I really didn't need it at that point. I was trying to save money, not spend the little money I had. And as a nurse, when you come over to the UK, you are going to be on a pre-registered nurse salary, which is not as high as a registered nurse salary. So you really don't want to be spending a lot of money within that first few months of arrival. You want to be saving money instead. So guys, take my advice. Don't furnish your house within the first few months that you come over to the UK. Buy things that you only absolutely need. If it's something that you can do without, then do without it for the time being. My third tip is to use charity shops. I feel like charity shops don't get enough credit. Charity shops are like, in Nigeria we'll say second hand, bend down select. Well, it's not really bend down select. It's like second class with class, if that makes any sense. So charity shops have used clothes, used furniture. It's also known as thrift stores. For those that are not in Africa and they are watching this video, they are wondering what I mean by charity shops. They are actually also called thrift stores, and you can get a lot of good quality things in charity shops for less amount of money. So for example, my first sofa I got actually was from a charity shop, and it was really cheap. I don't want to talk too much about charity shops, but when you come over to the UK, just locate charity shops close to you and buy everything you need from there. Well, most of the things you need. If you need a bed, you need sofa, cooking utensils, you need gloves, coats, hats, scarves, clothes. Everything is in the charity shop. So just go to any charity shop close to you and go through the aisle, and then you'll find something that you really need. If it's not available, then that will bring me to my next tip. Only buy things that are on sale. Guys, now you're going to be saying, what if I need a shoe for work and that shoe is not on sale? Well, you can buy it. It won't be that expensive anyway. But if you are thinking of buying like those things that are not really necessary, that you feel you can do without, but at the same time you want to own them, like that expensive purse or that expensive coat or jacket or that expensive shoe that you've been eyeing that you want to get but can't afford it, the tip for you here is to wait till it's on sale. So most of the times these shops, they do like end of the year sale, clearance sales, 50% off. Wait till that time, guys, and buy whatever you need. So that brings me to my next tip, which is buy things in bulk from wholesale shops. Guys, wholesale shops are there for a reason. There are people that are into business and they buy things, like, you guys know what wholesale shops is. I don't really need to explain what buying things in wholesale mean. The way it works in Nigeria, that is the same way it works in the UK as well. So you can go to the shop and buy things in bulk. If you want to like have tissue paper, you can buy like 2 packs of tissue paper, 24, that's 48. It's going to last you for a long time. Whatever you want to buy, go to a wholesale shop first and check if you can get it for a cheaper price. Most of the time you can. So buy things in bulk so that you are saving more money at the end of the day. And that brings me to my next tip, which is compare your receipts from different stores and then choose a store that you'll be buying different products from. So there are some things that would be cheaper in Asda that would be more expensive in Sainsbury and vice versa. So what you can do is go to Asda today, buy all your groceries from Asda, keep your receipts, go to Sainsbury the next day, buy all your groceries from Sainsbury, keep your receipts, and then compare the prices. For example, you'll see that if Asda is selling a loaf of bread for £1, maybe Sainsbury is selling that same loaf of bread for 1.50. So instead of buying your bread from Sainsbury, you know that it will be cheaper to buy your bread from Asda and vice versa. So that's why you should actually be comparing your receipts within your first year of arrival. After arriving in the UK, your research actually continues. It doesn't end when you are still in your country. When you come over to the UK, when you go over to the US, Canada, Australia, you should still be researching on things that is going to make your life easier in that new country. So compare your receipts and then buy those things that are cheaper from that particular store that says it's cheaper than the other store. Does it make any sense? If it doesn't make any sense, or if you are confused, if I lost you in any way, let me know in the comment section. I don't mind doing another follow-up video. So just let me know if I lost you in any way, or if you have any questions, let me know. So let's move on to the next tip, which is reusing your grocery bags. You know, in Nigeria, when you go and buy things from the store, most of the time the shop owner will give you a bag. Madam, make I pack your things for you. You say yes, and then they'll bring in their own bag, pack the things for you, and then you go. In the UK, you actually pay for those bags. You pay for those bags. It's not free. If you want your groceries packed in a grocery bag for you, you have to pay for that bag. So instead of going to the shop and paying for bags all the time, why don't you keep that bag till next time? I have bags in my car. I have bags everywhere because I don't know if maybe I'm coming back from work, I would want to stop somewhere and buy something. So I have like 1 or 2 bags always with me. That's another way for you to save money. Instead of buying new bags all the time, reuse your grocery bags when you are going for shopping, and that way you are saving money. So that will bring me to my next tip, which is buy a monthly bus pass instead of a daily bus pass. When you buy a monthly bus pass, it's actually cheaper than when you are going to work every day and then you are buying the same ticket every single day. More expensive that way. Avoid it. Another tip as regards transportation is that if you are going for a long journey, for example, let me use a city in Nigeria. So you are planning to go from Warri to Abuja, and you know that that journey is going to take you like maybe 6 hours. Instead of driving that 6 hours, drive to the bus station or the train station and then leave your car there. You can pay for a daily parking ticket. So you just park your car there and then take the train or take the bus to wherever you're going to, and when you come back, your car is still there in the train station where you left it. You enter your car and drive back to your house. That way you have saved money on fuel. I do that a lot, especially when I want to go for agency shifts. I live in Ballymena and maybe I'm seeing a shift in Londonderry and it's going to take me like over 1 hour to drive there. I'll be like, nah, I'm not spending my money on fuel to drive all the way down to Londonderry. So instead, I'll have my husband drop me in the bus station or in the train station. I'll take the train there, and then when I come back, he'll come and pick me from the train station. That way I've saved some money on fuel. Well, I know some people will not agree with me on that. Some people will be like, well, if you have the car, why don't you just use the car for your own comfort? It's up to you anyway to decide on what you want. If you want to use that, then fine. There is no rule of thumb that says you must use the train or the bus for long distance. You can drive to wherever you are and pay the money for your fuel. Now that brings me to my next tip, which is to carpool or house share. Now the thing with house share is that you don't have your privacy, not like when you have your own house. You don't really have your privacy, but on the bright side, you are going to be saving money. So if you are here as a single man, as a single woman, you did not bring your family and you just want to like save money on accommodation, instead of renting a full house, you can decide to like rent a room in a house with somebody else, or you can decide to like split the bill and get a roommate, right? It works either way. So that way you are saving money on your accommodation and you are not paying the full rent. Most of the time I see single people rent 2-bedroom apartments and I'm wondering, it's only you, why are you renting a 2-bedroom apartment? But then I remind myself like I rented a 4-bedroom apartment when it was only me. So what am I saying? I was able to afford that because it was cheap, £500. That was the same amount I would have paid for a house share in somewhere in England. So I was okay with that amount, and I really wanted my privacy. I'm not really comfortable sharing houses with anybody, so I wanted my privacy and I was willing to pay for it. So, and then another tip is to use carpool. So with carpool, especially when you want to use Uber, instead of like booking a taxi on your own, you can book a shared taxi for people that are going in the same direction. So that way you guys are going to split the bill and then you save money in that process. Now let's move on to tips for families. Now for families, if you are here with your kids, instead of paying money for daycare or professional childminders, you can use your colleagues, you can use your neighbors, you can use your friends, you can swap with each other, especially if they have kids as well. So for example, you can say, oh, I'm not available today, I want to go to work or I want to go to somewhere, but I want somebody to watch my kids. Can I bring them over to your house? And then your colleague says, yeah, fine. So you take your children to your colleague's house, and then the next day your colleague can bring her own kids to your house when you are free to watch them. And that way everybody's happy and you save money at the end of the day. So another tip for families is that you can tutor your own children at home instead of hiring a tutor to come and tutor them in your house or enrolling them in private lessons. You can actually tutor your children in your house if you have the time to do so. But if you don't have the time to do so, then you can let them go for a private tutor or you can let them go for private lessons. But anyway, it depends on you. So the next tip is for those that have houses in the UK or US, Canada, Australia. If you have your own house, you can rent a room out and be getting rent from that person. Now that rent that you get can actually go towards the payment of your mortgage. So that way you have your house, but you have somebody else paying your mortgage for you. I like that one. Another tip is to turn one of your rooms to an Airbnb. If you have a complete house, like I said before, if you are the house owner, mind you, if you are renting a house, you cannot do this because it's against your housing contract. You cannot rent out your house if you are renting a house from your landlord, and you cannot put up your house that you are renting as an Airbnb for strangers. So this tip is for those house owners that are already in the UK, Canada, US, Australia. If you want to make extra money, you can put up one of your rooms as an Airbnb and you can be making money from there. Daily money. Woo! Airbnb money is sweet, guys. You need to go online to see how much people pay for a night in an Airbnb. The next tip is that instead of registering for a gym, you can decide to walk or run around your neighborhood. So that way you are burning calories, you are seeing the scenery while you run or while you walk, while you do your exercise, and you don't have to pay any money for gym fees. Now the next tip is to stop sending all your money back home to Africa. A lot of us are guilty of that, me included. Stop sending the major bulk of your money back home to Nigeria. When you get your monthly pay, please make sure you have an emergency fund. Remove some money for your own savings, for your own rainy day, because see, in this UK, experience has taught me that if you are really in need of money, it's very hard to see somebody come out and say, here, I'm borrowing you, because most of the time people don't have money to borrow another person. Save yourself that heartache. Save money from your own salary for emergency fund so that you are not stuck and you are not relying on people over time. And stop sending majority of your money back home to Africa. Now, I'm not saying you should not support your people. Why did you move abroad if it's not to support your people? Support them, but don't support them at your own expense. You get? If you're enjoying this video, if you've gained any value from this video at all, please give me a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. Guys, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any tip you would like to add, if there's anything that you feel I missed out, or there's anything you don't agree with in this video, let me know in the comment section below. And guys, stay fabulous. I love you guys. Until my next video, bye.